I'd like to welcome all to a safe place where healing awaits and troubles are erased. Let's sit and conversate about the struggles you face. I had struggles too, so I can relate. On the road to being great, you're gonna make mistakes. But when your voice is heard, there's a clean slate. Keep the faith, don't hesitate, somebody's here to listen. With every conversation, there's a new beginning. New horizons all rising, better days are near. Share your truth, have no fear, let me lend an ear. Lonely days are gone and you're not alone. Healing begins with being heard, so this is your song.
All the tears, you are here and listening to my life, to my story, my pain. Yeah, I'll be brave, overcoming the struggles in my life, and I'll be the one to show you the way. You will hear my story. Hearts are all the same. You will hear my story. Hearts are all the same. Yeah.
Hello, and good afternoon. I am your host, Dr. Kyri Mosley, and this is our Dr. Kyri Listens. Guys, it has been some time. There has been so much going on in life. As my daughter says, life has been lifing. But I am so grateful to be back here today, and I am here with my dear friend, Wanda Pearson. Wanda is an amazing author, and today she's going to be talking about forgiveness. And in light of today's topic, I have today's quote of the day. Grace whispers what pride cannot. Forgive because you yourself has been forgiven. And when I think about when we're in a state of pride and rebellion and we want what we want, we cannot hear, we cannot have understanding, we cannot compromise. But grace, when you enter a space willing to give grace, it allows you to be in a space to hear because our pride is not stopping us. And because of that, it keeps us in mind that we ourselves have been forgiven for so many things. So, Miss Wanda, thank you. Wanda, I am really honored to have you. I have had the honor of being on your talk show.
Yes.
And so now it is your turn to share your story with my audience.
Thank you.
So please, Wanda, tell me, why did you decide to do the show today?
Well, I love what you do. I've been looking at some of your shows here as far as, excuse me, people telling their story. So I'm excited to share my story, even though it was a story that had been embedded in deep inside me, but your story helps people to, like you said, grace and heal. And it's just been like it's a journey.
It is a journey.
It's a journey. But I thank you for letting me be on your show.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You're right. It's funny when we talk about forgiveness. Most of us, I don't really know anybody on this human race that we have that has not had to forgive someone.
Absolutely. Every day.
And one thing I know, and I know you know this, that it all begins with forgiving ourselves.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when I can forgive myself the things that I have done that have fallen short of what God had expected of me and wanted of me, then I'm able to forgive other people, And when I forgive other people, sometimes I don't stay in that space of forgiving them. Like sometimes you just want to take it back.
Yeah.
Because they may do something or say something that triggers something within you that, you're not sorry. You're still the same person.
Yeah.
But even in ourselves, sometimes we don't forgive ourselves because we see parts of our character that we're continually working on. And when it shows up, then we're more critical of ourselves because, we are our worst enemies.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Unfortunately.
Yes, we are. No, you hit it right on the head. Kyri, I even driving here,
Mm-hmm.
the driver's moving slow,
Yes.
and I'm like, okay, why are you moving so slow? And then I had to think, okay, Wanda, you gotta forgive them, because they may not know that they're holding up traffic.
Right.
So, but any little thing,
and we don't know what's going on in their lives, right? We're just in our two separate cars. We're going about our lives, and we don't know that they may be going slow because they need to go slow because they're working through something with themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we don't know.
Absolutely. Even my husband, he's driving slow. I'm like, okay, can you go a little bit faster here? So, like, and that all comes with forgiveness.
It does. The simplest little things.
Yeah. So I had to say, okay, Wanda, calm down. So no, it really is a very little word, but a big word, because every day we got to ask for forgiveness. And this is something that I've been telling people. So my book that I'm actually should be out in first quarter.
All right.
Forgiveness, Walking in Freedom to God's Grace. It actually derived from my book, God's Grace Through the Fire from Struggle to Triumph. And that was a story. It's funny how I said I would never write a book.
Really?
I said I'd never write a book. Well, who wants to hear my story?
But haven't you written about 3? I'm sure.
Yes, I have.
Wow.
I have, and I have actually this book here, Audacity to Shine. One of the my clients, she said, Wanda, she said, God told me to call you. I said, okay, what did he say? I mean, I'm not going to disobey God.
Right.
And there was 10 of us ladies that wrote this book. And she wanted me to be part of it, the collaboration. So that was the first time I did a collaboration. And I said, I would never write it, but I just told my girlfriend before this lady called. And God said, oh, yes, you will. So that's when I started my story of writing what happened to me when I was younger, even like going through life, being in corporate for so many years. And I love the title, Audacity to Shine.
I love it. How dare you?
Yeah.
I love it. I had a girlfriend. Oh, she's my children's godmother, Gina. I love her. And she said to me one day, she said, Kai, what your problem is? You are afraid of your own greatness. I said, what? What did you say to me? And that's what that reminded me of. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you be great? How dare you have the audacity to shine in the midst of all of this?
Absolutely. It's so funny because I actually started all this journey when I retired from IBM for 36 years.
Wow.
I had the old pension plan. I didn't have the age, but I had the old pension plan.
Yes.
And that actually is what started me on my journey to do something different.
Right.
It started with COVID, when COVID happened. Well, I actually retired December 2017, but it gave me a chance to reflect on what I want to do with my life.
Right.
So I started helping with our services. I started helping people who got laid off from their jobs.
Yes.
I did webinars, and the webinars was about collaboration. And I helped a lot of people get their LLC.
Yes.
So that was my journey beginning with that. And then the next journey was writing books.
Yes. Well, what I want to know, and I know our studio audience wants to know, we want to know your story. We want to know, what is it about forgiveness? What did you have to forgive? Why is this a continual theme in your life and in the books that you write? Well,
it was really hard, Dr. Kyri. I actually buried so much deep inside because I had been hurt by my stepfather. Abuse, the abuse that I suffered at 5 years old. Because my mother, my mother had me, first time she had sex.
Okay.
She was in high school. Her and my father, they were in love, but my mother didn't want to marry him. So I stayed with my father and my grandmother until I was 5 years old. Then my mother said, okay, I want Wanda to come live with me. And she was already married to my stepfather. And that's when the abuse, the jealousy from him started with the beatings and, beating my mother and, the anger, you're never going to be anything. And this is at 5 years old.
Yes, I know.
So I didn't know about forgiveness at that time because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know God, but I know God was protecting me.
Yes.
So going through that trauma, it was trauma. And that's why I named my book, God's Grace Through the Struggle Through Triumph.
Yes.
That's why I named it, because I struggled through that at a young age. But, and I was actually, my brother, I just saw him. I didn't realize that he hated his own father because he was doing the same thing to him. But when I wrote this book, I said it's not just the physical abuse, but it's the mental abuse, the
it lingers,
verbal, the verbal abuse, and going through that as a young child, not knowing, how can I get out of this? I actually, a social worker came to the house, and I looked at the social worker. I said, I'm going to be a social worker. I had no idea that's what God was going to have me be.
Right.
Because I saw her helping people and helping people to be able to, be protected.
Right. That has always been the goal of that agency, to protect us.
Yeah. So it was something that I said, I want to be a social worker. I had no idea that God was going to have me be a social worker.
Right.
So, I got in corporate, but then I said I want to still do, my social work because I like helping people. I'm like an inspiration. I like to inspire, and I do affirmations. So I started working at Job Corps. So Job Corps was a place where I was helping ladies to be able to have their self-esteem, confidence together. Even like now, I mentor middle school girls now, and it was actually something that God put me into doing. But going back to my story. My mother finally gave me to my father.
Okay.
I was about 10 years old.
All right.
And thank God for my father and stepmother and my family to help me to start having that confidence in myself. From still lingering that word, you're not going to be anything, you're nothing.
Yeah.
And it just helped me to be stronger. And that's when I said, okay, I have to survive, because another thing I said, I will never get married.
And I'm going to share this. This woman right here has been married. It's come the 29th, right? 44 years.
44 years.
What a blessing.
Yeah, 44
what a blessing.
Years. Yes. Thank you. And to go back to actually my other book that I read, I said I'd never write a book. So another lady came up to me and she said, I want you to be impact the one voice in my book. I have my title, but it is a collaboration book. But I said, no more collaboration books. I'm not doing another book, collaboration book. But I said, what can I name this title?
Right.
Never Say Never, God Has a Plan for You.
Yes.
So that was the title in that book that I wrote. So they came back to, Wanda, we want to be, no, I'm going to do my own book. And that's when I wrote God's Grace Through the Fire, From Struggle to Triumph.
Yes.
Because I wanted me to get that story out of what I went through and let people know that you can get through any situation that you're in and to have that confidence. But the thing about it, in my book, God's Grace Through the Fire, my last 2 chapters was about forgiveness. And I actually, in my book, I actually have a journal after each chapter.
Yes.
So I want people to write down to not let it stay festered inside of them. Right. So forgiveness, Kyri, and I was just talking about this. I didn't know that I had to forgive myself first. I'm like, why do I have to forgive myself first? I didn't do anything wrong. Why do I have to do this?
Right.
But I realized that's what God wants us to do, because we beat ourselves up so much that we don't forgive ourselves. And once we forgive ourselves, that's when it becomes easier to forgive other people. But it's a constant battle.
It's continual.
Yeah.
And you and I, we have never talked about our lives and our parallels in our lives, because, I grew up with my mother initially, and my mother, you can always hear those voices of, you're never going to amount to anything. You're going to be on welfare. Yeah. You're going to have a bunch of kids. And so that's something that you're constantly always working through. It doesn't matter how many years pass.
Yeah.
When situations, or you find yourself in a situation that isn't optimal to how you wanted things to go, then you have that same recording that you have to tell yourself, no, I'm just going through a difficult time.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's something, because you say that, but my mother's sister was so jealous of me that she told me, and I graduated from high school in 3 years.
Amen.
So I went to college when I was 16 years old. And she would say, you're going to get pregnant when you go to college, because you're not going to do anything. So I'm hearing it from her.
Yes.
But when people tell me that, I'm even more determined to say,
I feel like it worked in my favor.
Yeah.
Because it allows me to keep pushing through. I never want to be what you said I'm going to be.
Yeah.
I want to be what God has called me to be.
Exactly. And I knew God was with me. I didn't know that was God. I didn't know who.
No, we didn't grow up. I didn't grow up religious.
No.
I even got spankings for talking about God because I wasn't allowed, that's just not the environment I grew up in. Yeah. But I knew there was something keeping me here.
Yeah. Even now, I said, even now with everything that I'm going through, and it's not just personal, but professionally as well. Right. You get like, I was in Chicago and I know things was happening that people were saying things about me.
Yes.
And I'm like, but why do they not like me? I was going through that in corporate.
Yes.
What did I do? But when I left that corporate, that's when I said, I am not going to be pleasing everybody.
We can't people please.
No.
And I know my people pleasing came from just wanted to find approval with my mom. So I'm like, what can I do so she won't be mad? Because she was, she had a disorder and she was angry all the time. So I wanted her not to be angry. What can I cook for you? What can I make you? What can I do? And so that came into my adulthood. But I naturally love to serve people. That gives me joy. And so I've been able to transfer that skill set into genuinely wanting to do things for people and not being a people pleaser.
Absolutely.
I say no.
Absolutely. And just like your mom, that was my stepfather. I'm trying to please. Okay, let me make sure I was 5 years old making dinner. And I really didn't have a childhood, so until I moved with my father, my second mom, I should say. But it actually helped me. I had two brothers, that my father. So two brothers, my father, and my mother. It was 8 of us. So I was the oldest.
Wow.
So I was the babysitter. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, let me do what I need to do so he don't be angry.
Yes.
With me. No, so I don't get a spanking.
Yes.
And I was just talking to my brother yesterday. He said, "Yeah, we used to get hit with belts, with the buckle.
We got hit. I got hit with some of everything.
Yeah.
I've even, had my head burst open as a result of beating. So I didn't get spankings. I definitely got beatings. But it's something that happened to me, right? But it is not me, and so that's something I had to learn. And, we go through these difficult times in our lives. And too often people want to define us by our difficulties. And so, we are triumphant.
Yeah, we are. And that's why I say God's grace through the fire from struggle to triumph. We struggle, but we triumph to get through that situation. But I always come back to the first book that I was part of, Audacity to Shine. So I tell the girls that I mentor in middle school, you have the audacity to shine. You can shine any way that you want. But don't let I used to tell my mother when she was in a nursing home, don't let nobody steal your joy.
That's right.
Because when they steal your joy, they steal your inside.
Yeah, it's just like your inner spirit.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I tell everybody, say, I literally space in my space of joy because happiness for me is circumstantial.
Yeah.
It is based on my circumstances.
Yeah.
And so if I allow that to be my driver, I won't be happy. I won't have joy. I won't have peace.
Yes.
And so, my goodness, I know we have some guests that have been talking. How's everybody doing today? I can't even move over. How's everyone doing? Please share this. We are getting ready to take a break in about 2 minutes. So please share this. Bring some other people in. So excited that you came to sit with us today. And so many of us can relate to this. Men, women, and honestly, child. A lot of us experienced this as a child. And who knew? Who knew that it would create beings that are inspiring others, that are helping others to heal.
Yes.
As we continue to heal.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Because
absolutely.
We haven't arrived.
Yes.
Yes. We're always working through.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and take our break. We come back with Wanda Pearson, and she's going to talk about her new book that she's writing. That's coming. It's going to be live soon.
It's going to be live. Yep. First quarter. I'm committed. I already got 3 chapters written. So.
Okay. All right. All right. So I love you guys, and I thank you for coming. We'll see you right after break.
Code Ninjas Junior. We make coding fun through storytelling and game building. Learn coding through play. No reading required. Starts at age 5. Book a free session at codeninjas.com. Welcome to Code Ninjas Create. We make coding fun. Your kids can build awesome video games and achieve master coding skills with the help of dedicated code senseis. Create, play, and learn coding. Book a free session at codeninjas.com. Locations throughout Metro Atlanta.
And let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release, that's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter from the rain, assist with the pain.
It's your boy Tony D on the radio. You know what time it is. Let's go.
Hello everyone, this is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks, where we have the conversations that create real relationships. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation. See you then.
Hello, I'm Benita Hunter, owner and maker of Forever Treasures, where I take your sentimental items, your cherished baby clothes, and I turn them into forever keepsakes. We can use uniforms, wedding gowns, baby clothes, or any other sentimental item of a loved one who may have passed on. Now here's where you come in. Go and find your sentimental items, send them to me. I turn them into a forever keepsake, keeping memories alive. I can be reached at bhforevertreasures.com, or you can call me directly at 443-995-9655. Let's make it happen and keep memories alive.
Hello, hello. So here's where you come in, she said. So this, as you guys know, this is my Brenda Bear. This is in honor of my auntie Brenda, and this is my Forever Treasure. Go to yourforevertreasure.com if you would like to order your Forever Treasure. So, Miss Wanda, you know, we're talking about forgiveness. We're talking about our lives and things that we've encountered growing up. And what I want to talk about is how have those things that happened as a child impacted you today? What are some of the same things or things that you are dealing with through as an adult?
Yeah, well, it's constant forgiveness. Constant forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I think about what has happened to me and I see other people suffering with that,
Mm-hmm.
it breaks my heart. And I really want to make sure that they don't let that derive their future.
Mm-hmm.
So with my past, things that's happened, it always comes back, you know, and I tell you, I always, you know, what's love got to do with it?
Yes.
Every time I see that movie, I get mad because it reflects back on what I grew up with.
Right.
Or any kind of movie, you know, where I'm seeing abuse, you know, with someone. But it has helped me to be able to survive that, but to be strong and to let people know, do not stay with that. I couldn't understand why my mother, why would you continue to stay with abuse? But you just don't know.
Right.
Like, because he had threatened.
That's right. You don't know why. And honestly, you know, I hope that as women and even men, you know, I've had men recently tell me stories of their abuse from their wives, from their partners. And so you don't understand, you never understand the psychology of why someone stays. And so I want us to please not pass judgment on why people make the decisions that they make, especially when it comes to safety. You know, they might not be physically safe, but they might be able to have a shelter.
Absolutely. And you know, and you mentioned that, I was kind of upset the last couple of weeks because a friend of mine told me, you don't know what's going on in the house. That's
right.
And you're seeing how, you know, the abuse in the house. And I was like, wow, you know, you step outside, everything seems fine.
Right.
But you just never know. I just say you need to talk to somebody and let them know what's going on, because you don't know if something can be, or, you know, happen worse off with. But yeah, but no, it was really surprising with me that she told me that, and I got mad all over again. You don't need to stay in that kind of situation. You know, your health is more important with that. So yeah, it's a constant thing as far as seeing people that you love and you know, friends, family that go through that. And that's why I come in to say, make sure you share what's happening, because you know, if there's not a welfare check, you just don't know, you know, what's going on. But
you still won't know. This is the thing about abuse. You know, I can only speak from experience and the experience of my clients.
Yes.
Everyone knows how to wear a mask when they need to wear a mask.
Right.
You know, and sometimes the fear of being in the, you know, the system, being a part of the system. You know, there are positive stories that happen, but there's a lot of abuse that happens in the system as well.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, we just don't know everybody's why. And a lot of times people don't talk about things because of judgment.
Yes.
It's like, I tell you that I'm going through this. Now, all of a sudden you see me as weak.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not necessarily the case.
Exactly. It's funny. I do inspirations. I send out to about 18 people every day. And that's one of the girls that I was mentoring. She's in Florida. And I didn't, you know, you don't know who's really reading that, but you don't know who really needs it.
That's right.
So my inspirations I send out, I talk about all of this as far as, you know, don't let anybody steal your joy, and don't let fear overcome your faith. And she texted me this morning, I'm waiting for Sunday's inspiration. I said, okay, you know, so I try to send it out, even if it's at night.
Right.
Because you just don't know if they need something to really lift them up. And that's really what it's about. So going into forgiveness, people tell you stuff about what's happening in their life, and them knowing that, you know, forgiveness is so key. Just like God forgave us.
That's right.
You know, we have to forgive them. And I was going through stuff when I was in Chicago, and I'm like, wow, I mean, why would people say that about me? What did I do to deserve this? And that's a forgiveness that I'm working through right now.
Right.
Because I don't understand how you can, you know, believe that person when it really is not me that I would say that. Don't you know me better than that?
Right.
So yeah, the forgiveness is such a big word. And you know how you say, I'm going to forgive them, but are you forgetting it?
No.
You don't forget it.
Of course you don't forget it. And I don't even think we're meant to forget it. You cannot forget it. Forget everything that's transpired. But we use these things to spur us on to goodness, right?
Yes.
And spur us on to be different and do differently. And so, you know, I'm not ashamed of the level of abuse that has transpired.
Right.
And I can't even say, you know, when I have my clients and we sit down and talk, and I understand that they're in a situation that is not good for them, I can't ever say I wouldn't do that, because you don't know what you will do if you're in that situation.
And that's what judgment comes in, where we're judging, and we don't, you know, like we said, we don't know. But it's really, it's like walking a fine line. So, you know, and I'm a social worker.
Right.
So it's funny. I was actually talking to my cousin and told him some things, and he told me yesterday, it made me feel so. He said, Cuz thank you so much for sharing that. I said, don't you let anybody else overcome your marriage.
Right. That's right.
I said, so you need to make this right. And it made me feel good that he said, I really appreciate what you told me. I don't remember what I told him.
It's funny, right? We just poured our hearts out. We don't, it's not a script. We don't know. But there's, I had a quote that I saw about letting a human race, somebody in the human race, tell you that you're nothing.
Yeah.
Don't you ever let someone, we all done went through some stuff.
Yes.
So the fact that you can fix your mouth and say that I'm less than you, I think that's a real problem.
Yeah.
But those are the very things that break our spirit. Those are the very things that hurt us at our core. It's like, why would you say that, as you say?
Yeah.
Why would you say that about me? Like, what have I done?
Right.
But it's okay. This too shall pass. And another thing I saw today, as of today, I have lived through 100% of my worst days.
Yes.
As of today.
Yes.
So for me, that encourages me. Like, you know what? You've gotten through some stuff.
Yeah.
Not 99% of the time, but 100% of the time. So we're still here.
And as you say that, because I was going through stuff when I moved here. IBM moved me here to Georgia back in 2006 from New Jersey. And I had a manager with IBM, and I was going through stuff. She said, Wanda, just say this too shall pass. So when you said that, I would just tell him my sister. I said, this too shall pass.
That's right.
Because that brought a calm, and say Jesus.
Yeah.
Those words helped me to calm down from what I was going through at that time. But when you said that, I said,
it's true. We didn't grow up, as we say, religious. But my grandmother used to always say nothing lasts forever. So you're going to go through some stuff. But guess what? Every storm comes to an end. Yes. It does.
And it gives us, it teaches us, it gives us that the wisdom to get through it and to be able to help other people. God gives us grace.
He sure does.
Grace and mercy. Some of the things we do is not right. And that's where forgiveness comes into play,
Right.
But just the grace to be able to go through those experiences to help us grow. And that's really what I did. It helped me to grow, to be who I am today, and to be able to be married for 44 years and have 2 married daughters and 6 grandchildren. So my 4 granddaughters, I'm teaching them, and I want to leave a legacy. This is my legacy. I'm doing a lot of stuff that I'm like the books that I wrote in my next book. So, it's great to hear from my autistic grandson who's 15. Man, I love it. He takes my books. He goes on YouTube. He likes my things. So I said, but it makes me feel good to be able to share that with them. I said, I'm not bragging about myself, but I said, I want to make sure I leave a legacy to let them know you're Nana, because I don't be calling no grandma. I'm Nana. Is doing something to leave something behind for you to say, this is Wanda Pearson. This is what she's doing.
This is Wanda Pearson.
Yes.
Every time I think of Wanda Pearson, I think of Monica Pearson. I think of, she's making things happen. Monica, I love her too. She's a beautiful spirit. I had the opportunity to meet and have some great conversations. We actually have a lot in common when it comes to, fighting cancer and things like that. And so she's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
But this is Monica. This is not Monica. This is Wanda over here. One thing I know for myself and for others is very, very important to reflect, not to stay in where we were, but reflect, because I think it is healthy to see where you were, to see where you're going, and see how God has carried you through it all.
Yep. Carried it through.
There's a song, it's called Through It All. He says, I've had many tears and sorrows.
Yes.
I've had questions for tomorrow.
Yes.
But through it all, Jesus, through it all, and so through it all, because it's going to happen. You're going to go through things. We're all going to go through things. We're all going to have good days and not so good days. But through it all, we got to be anchored and know, if it's our faith in Jesus Christ,
absolutely,
He's going to bring us through it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so as quickly as you want to be forgiven, you got to forgive.
Yeah.
If you want to be forgiven, you got to forgive.
Yes, you do. And the trials and the triumph. And that's why with my book that I'm writing, because I know, And God told me to write that one too. I said, okay, I'm not writing no more books. Oh, yes, you are. So that's where the forgiveness, walking through freedom in God's grace.
Yes.
That's why I named it. You know, you're walking through freedom, but in God's grace is why you're walking through freedom, to be able to forgive others as well as yourself. So that is something, and it's more like a inspiration, a testament in helping you to be able to get through that.
Thank you, Ricardo. Says, good afternoon, everyone. I'm here. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you. Hello, Grace and Angela and Mary. I thank y'all. But y'all know we want to be forgiven, but we don't want to forgive. We just don't. But it's a freedom that is unexplainable.
Yes.
When you decide, you know what? This ain't about me. This ain't about me.
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna forgive you. And my girlfriend, she called me one day and asked me, how you forgive so quickly? How you and your ex-husband is still friends? Yeah, we still friends. And we are divorced. But you just gotta forgive. Those doesn't mean that person gets to stay at the same place in your life. Right. You don't get to have the same position in my life.
Yes.
But what is me not forgiving you going to do to my life? What's it going to do?
Exactly. And when you forgive yourself and others, that's when God blesses you.
Yes.
That's where your blessings flow. And, you know, and because, you know, the thing about it is you can be mad at somebody and they're going on about their way. They don't even know you're mad at them.
They don't even care.
Yeah. You know, like you didn't even say you're sorry, you know.
Yeah.
So once you let that go yourself, that's when things start moving for you. And I realized that when I was talking about this too shall pass.
Yes.
When I said this too shall pass, I let it go. I let God handle the situation because He'll handle it. And you don't know He's handling on the other end.
Yes.
You know,
He's got His plan.
Yes, He do. Yes. God has a plan for you. There's always been. Jeremiah 29:11 was my
that's your war scripture, and believing it and holding on to it.
I believe it's on the back of my book.
Yes.
Jeremiah 29:11. God has plans for you, plans for hope in the future.
Yes.
To help you prosper.
Yes.
But that has been one of the key scriptures that I actually definitely talk about all the time.
Man. Look, in Romans, it talks about no death, no height, no evil. Nothing can keep you from the love of God.
Yes.
And so that is my scripture that I hold on to. That no matter what I'm going through, how things are going, how things may appear, there is nothing that can separate me from God. And with God, all things are possible.
All things are possible.
You know? Exactly. And so that's what I hold on to, regardless of the chatter.
Yes.
Of people who think they know.
Exactly.
They don't. You don't.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. No, it really is so true. I mean, we definitely got a lot in common as far as you know. What we're talking about, but it's just God, I mean it's something that we go through, and that's how we learn, that's how we become stronger. But I mean, I'm gonna go back to what my stepfather, where I saw him after, you know, I had moved and went to college, and he said, "Wanda, you know I love you." How can you love me and what you did to me? Right. You don't love me. And I mean, I didn't know about forgiveness. No. I told myself, you're not my father, you know, because I know what he did to my mother, and I know what he did to me. And that was something that when I moved here, I went to a total forgiveness Bible study class. Yes. And I even got the book, Total Forgiveness. I'm like, how can you forgive somebody that keep hurting you? You know, we hurt each other, and you continue to say, okay, I'm going to forgive him. Okay, I'm going to forgive him. But you know what? This is where you need to ask God to help you. Every day, I have my prayers. Lord, help me to forgive those who actually
continue to harm me, continue to hurt me. But what I've learned is I can forgive them, and I can establish boundaries. Right? And so you don't get to be this close anymore. But you'll be forgiven and be well. And I wish you no harm. The Lord knows I wish you no harm. Exactly. But I can't allow you to keep hurting me, regardless if you're mother or father, sister or brother. So that's what I had to learn. And I don't have to walk around angry, and I don't have to be angry. But what I want to know from you, what is something that you can share with our audience about forgiveness? How in the world After all of these years,
Yeah.
what is the one thing that keeps you in a space of humility before God and able to forgive?
Well, constantly asking God to forgive me and to forgive those who trespassed against you, right? So constantly praying for strength and peace. Peace is so important. So the even though we may say it every day, okay, Lord, help me to forgive those who trespass against me, but it's just it's a constant battle. But forgiveness is something that and that's why I named my book Walking in Freedom Through God's Grace.
Yes.
That helps you to be free.
Yes.
From being able to carry that, because when you're carrying it, it's festering inside of you. That's hurting you.
That's right.
It's not hurting the person that actually is,
and it's creating disease. So I learned the importance of letting go, because it does fester inside of you and create disease. And so we got to be mindful of that.
Yes.
And I want to tell you that I am very, very grateful for you to take the time to come here. But what I appreciate about our conversation is your honesty, because some people really want to act like everything is great. Everything's great. I've mastered this forgiveness. And as you said, I am still working through some things right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's okay. And I tell people, guess what? We do not arrive. We do not arrive. We have to constantly be growing, constantly be changing. And that's where our true growth takes place, when we recognize I don't know everything. I don't.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to know everything. But that allows me to hear people, to stay in my peace, and to recognize when something's not good for me sooner than later. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned through relationships and time. It's like, I would have said, that's okay. That's just how they are.
Yeah.
But now I recognize that the they are is affecting my spirit.
Absolutely.
And so we can't do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And recently I went through that. I was home for a funeral. And that's the thing about it. I am so thankful that, I'm from Chicago, that we had a family reunion. And we got to see my cousin who died, who was 2 years younger than me. And then stuff comes out about different things. And that's why I said, oh my God. I mean, I was getting angry because why would they say something like that about me? But that's when, and like I said, it's a constant battle. And even writing this book is still, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
But I'm actually doing this to help other people to be able to relieve the stuff that they're holding on to.
Right.
Instead of, letting it, like you said, it health festering inside of you. And forgiveness is a big, big word. But at the same time, we want our freedom.
Yes, we do.
To be able to move ahead. And this book that I'm writing, I said, I'm never writing another book. And he said, okay, yes, you are. But I'm an educator. I'm a teacher.
Right.
So I like to educate, and I like to make sure that people go along with me and say, okay, how, and I give them steps.
Yeah. I'm a former middle school and high school teacher.
Okay.
And I was a state superintendent for students with disabilities. So we have a lot in common.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But no, I love it. And like I said, it's going to be a battle. Continue to write the book. Because then I reflect back on what happened,
I recently did a 12-step, 12 weeks program that's talking about readmission and reimagine and really helping people to become who they were intended to be.
Yes.
But I started out that journey. I was writing my story and it became ever so painful.
Yes.
And I had to put it down. And that's because you're rehatching a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And so I said, when it's time, it's time. I'm not going to worry about it. If it don't come out on the deadline, it's okay. Because this is your story. This is not just writing a book.
She said, Mommy, don't rush writing the book. Take your time. Even my 20-year-old grandson, he said, let it be January that you write it. I mean, I'm trying to get it out by September. So I said, well, September is next month.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting it out by September. But it is a journey, and the journey that and I put a lot of biblical verses in there, but also steps to do this. And also I'm doing coaching as well, because, you know, that social work in me, I want to make sure that the person don't hold on to stuff that they can release with that forgiveness. But I'm actually part of a group, Author All-Star. I became top 20. I'm actually ready to be in the program to get into that. So I would like for you all to vote for me. When I put it out on my social media.
Yes. And please share your social media with everyone. Could you share that? We have it going across, but if you could go ahead and speak it to our audience, that would be great.
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook at Wanda Pearson 330, and you'll see me with my Author All-Star.
Okay.
I think that's the picture I have on there. Also, YouTube at Wanda Pearson 9217. My website, which is my WD Pearson Associates. I created my brand as well.
Yes.
WDPearsonAssociates.com, and you will find actually everything, my books and my podcast. So
awesome.
I forgot I have my podcast, Ready, Set, Collaborate with Wanda Pearson. You find it on Google, every podcast platform.
Restate your podcast, please.
Ready, Set, Collaborate.
Yes.
With Wanda Pearson, and Dr. Kyri was on my podcast.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So
Ready, Set, Collaborate.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes. You see, I didn't even know it's on Audible. It's on iHeartRadio.
Look at that.
I didn't know it was on all those here. So my brother told me actually before he died, he said, Wanda, you know you're on iHeartRadio? I said, I am.
Look at that.
I just do it.
Yes.
And wherever God spurts it out to.
The overflow of your heart.
That's where it is. That's what it is. But yeah, no, definitely connect with me. And my email is wanda@wdpearsonassociates.com.
Okay.
But Facebook, I probably have my thing on like vote for me for Author All-Star 2026. So I did win the top 20.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Lifetime Achievement Award signed by the president.
Look at that.
So yeah, this is God just flowing.
Doing what he do.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
I'm just being obedient.
Yes. And that's all he asks us to do.
Yes, exactly. But no, I love it.
Any final words for our studio audience?
Yes. So as we go through our journeys, and as we, think about things, that person hurt me and they did this and they did that, they're going on about their business. Let go, let God, and forgive. But like I said, first you have to forgive yourself first, and then ask God to help you forgive others. But definitely I would want to make sure, and actually I named the title Forgiveness, Walking in Freedom Through God's Grace, because we're walking in freedom. But if you get stuck, you're not walking in freedom. You're letting that fester inside you, which means sickness, a lot of things that happen. So you have to let go, let God, and let him let you be free from other people that actually is holding you back.
Right.
So don't let anybody hold you back. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Let the peace within you be able to shine through.
Yes. I like the scripture. It's like the peace of God that transcends all understanding. Rest.
Yes.
Because we say let go, let God, but practically how can I do that? It's hard, because we want, and it goes back to the quote of the day where we talk about it's our pride.
Yes.
Right? Our pride.
Yes.
We want to be right. We don't want to hear the other person's side.
Yes.
We don't want to have a come together and talk it through.
Yeah.
And so, when we stop worrying about being right, I feel like there's so much resolution that comes.
Absolutely.
I don't have to be right.
Absolutely.
But I definitely want to be heard. Right?
Yes,
so that's just hear me.
Yes. I just had to go through that. Just hear me. Hear my side of the story.
Yeah.
I always say there's always three sides.
Three sides. That's the fact.
Yeah.
Your side, my side, and the truth.
Exactly. And the truth.
That's the way it is. But because it's our truth, and we speak it with conviction, right? That's our truth. But is it the truth?
It's the truth. It's the truth. Yeah, and we know it's God's truth.
Yes, God's truth.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, hello, Mary. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have missed y'all. When I tell you I have missed y'all, there's been so much going on, and I thank you for the prayers and the love and just checking up on me. But I'm back, and I look forward to many more. We got a good lineup for the next, let's say about 6 weeks. We got a good stuff coming through. But this is Wanda Pearson, author. I'm so very proud of you. You keep going.
Thank you.
You keep doing what God places in your spirit.
Yes.
And keep allowing yourself to shine.
Thank you.
audacity.
Audacity to shine.
The audacity to shine. Right, ladies, gentlemen,
Yeah.
we have the audacity to shine.
Yes.
Well, I am Dr. Kyri Mosley, and I am your host, and we will see you next week. Love you.
Make the beat slap. He send over the track so I can speak facts. Opposition pushing up, they need to ease back. You ain't talking about the gospel, you can keep that. Believe that. My heart is where the streets at. Over beats to his pieces where I preach at. 1 million souls, I'm trying to reach that. I grab the microphone and then I react. Never sold my soul, my soul's intact. Trying to change the brain, mental impact. Nah, of this world, Satan been whacked. The devil is a lie, dude been capped. I let my light shine, the world been black. Taking back the music, dude getting jacked. Hooked on the Lord, my spirit on crack. Gotta move forward, ain't no turning back. Microphone check, talking 1 2. You know how we do when we come through. I represent the Father and the Son too. Roll with the Holy Ghost, what you won't do. You ain't rocking with God, then you gotta. You ain't rolling with the Lord, then you gotta. On demon time, then you gotta. You ain't a friend of mine, so you gotta. Sometimes I ask myself, what are people doing? What God did they serve and who are they pursuing? Instead of righteousness, they chose the path to ruin. You wanna see the Father, here's the way to him. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. We couldn't pay the debt, he had to pay the price. Gave his life a sacrifice just to make it right. The burden was heavy, he couldn't take it light. The battle's not ours, he had to take the fight. Showed up in the scene, demons were taking flight. Don't believe in the Father, then you can take a hike. Prayer changes things, what you praying like? If he gave a mic to help save a life. Telling non-believers about the way of Christ. His mercy and grace will always suffice. Represent the winning team all day and night. Microphone check, talking 1 2. And let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release, that's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter from the rain, assist with the pain. Lonely days are gone and you're not alone. Healing begins with being heard, so this is your song.
All the tears, you are here and listening to my life, to my story, my pain. Yeah, be brave, overcoming the struggles in my life, and I'll be the one to show you the way. You will hear my story.
They said it was wrong to promote me, that I wasn't ready, that I would fail.
Those who have betrayed me must pay.
You're the first black agent. Don't be the last.
Revenge is all I have left.
The CIA cannot get involved, so you're on your own.
Aren't we all?
I'm a man who gets what he wants.
Just get me the money. You have 24 hours.
parties. It's your boy Tony D on the radio. You know what time it is. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks, where we have the conversations that create real relationships. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation. See you then.
Let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release, that's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter.